What up, everybody? In our last video, we ended up putting functionality to our gates and our buttons. So when we press our button, it ends up opening our gate. We added in our key and we added in our rat monster class. So in this video, I want to be able to move that rat as soon as our gate gets open and put the collision onto the rat so it knows when it hits the turtle and it will take away our lives and kill us. So let's go ahead and jump into the code. So the first thing I want to do is I want to reuse this class we made in the last video, which you should go back and watch. And we are going to make a second rat. And this rat is going to be at 200 for the X. It's going to be at, and everything else is just going to be the same. We just want the rat to be over a little bit, but essentially with everything else I want to look the same. Let's go ahead and make sure I got that correct. So over here we are going to come up and we are going to go draw rat 2 just like we did with rat 1. So draw, and let's test this. And there he is. All right, now let's get him moving around. To get him moving around, we have to make a move function under his class. To make his move function, we just got to we want to move him around by moving his rectangle. So with him moving around, we're going to go self.rect.x, and then we want to add or subtract a value from it, which is going to be our x velocity, and we're going to do the same thing with y and our y velocity. So this is just going to change the position of our coordinates and make it look like it is moving around the screen as it updates. So, but right now it is not going to stop. It won't stop at the edge of the screen or anything like that. It'll just continuously move. So to prevent that from happening, we want to put in some checks, and that check is just an if statement. And if it is if self.rect.x is greater than, we don't want it all the way to the end of our screen, so we're just going to go width times 0.8. So it's only going to be at like 80% of the screen before it turns around, or if we at the beginning of our screen. Oops, not self.self, it's just self.rect.x is less than 0. So we want to go self.x velocity times equal -1. This will just switch the number to a negative or a positive, and it will change the direction of our x value. So we will go ahead and do the same thing with our y value, but once again, we don't want them all the way at the top of our screen. So if it is less than 150, or if we are all the way at the bottom of our screen, is greater than height, then we want to do self.velocity times -1. So let's go ahead and see if this is working as I want it to, as intended. So we just come into our code and mc.rat.1, and then we're going to say move. So after it draws on the screen, we're going to move the rat around. So let's see what this looks like. And there it goes. He is moving and booking and he's bouncing. Okay, so that move function is working properly. Now, but I don't want our rat to move right as soon as our screen loads. I want him to move as soon as our gate opens. So to do that, we have to put it under this condition statement down here. But rat 1 is the one closest, our second. So if we put him down here, and we will also say mc.rat2.move, so it moves our second rat as soon as we open up our gate. Now, to see if that is working properly, we loaded. The rats are not on the screen or moving around the screen. And there he goes. Yep, he is a magic rat. He can move all over, through the walls, everything. So that is working properly. Let's make sure our second rat can do the same. Okay, there it is. So both of our rats will move as soon as our gates are open. But right now, they don't do anything. They just kind of move around. They can't run into us. They can't hit us. Even if they do hit us, nothing happens. So to add functionality, we once again come back up here. I am going to use my enemy collide function I have. And this is the line right here, collide mask. That is a Pygame function. And it just simply tells it what to do as soon as it collides. So on our level 7, if it collides, it's going to re-teleport our turtle to these coordinates, and it's going to take away our life. So we just simply need to add it to that group. So to do that, we just go mc.vehicles, because that's the collision group name. And we're going to add our rat 1 and rat 2. So now that we have added that functionality, as soon as they hit us, they should be able to take away our life as if they were killing us. So here comes our first one. Okay, that one's working. So let's see if our second one is working. And it is. So now we have to worry about our rats as they are bouncing around. We want to come down here and open up our gate and collect our key. But right now it doesn't do anything. So to simply add our collision to the key, we need to do the similar thing we did with the rats and add it to a collision group, which I named got key. So we will just simply add it to our mc.keys underscore level, and then we want to go add our mc.key level 7. So if we come back to the game, we should now be able to collect that key as soon as we can get there. But remember, we have to avoid the rats now because they can actually have collision, as you can see there. So open up that final gate, and as you see, we can collect it. So the final thing I want to do is add the lock. And we already have a lock class. So we just simply need to reuse that. This is why object-oriented stuff like classes is just so easy, because they're so easily reused. So right here, we are going to go lock underscore level 7 is equal to lock, and its coordinates are going to be 1,390, and we want to make this 55 and 40 and 0 because it needs to know if it is collected or not. So now we come over here and we draw it on the screen. So we said it was level 7 lock, or excuse me, it was lock level 7 dot draw underscore lock, and then we need to put our screen. Okay, now let's run this. And there it is. It is still very kind of small, but He is there. So let us make him a little bit bigger really fast. So our Y needs to be 60. And now let's see how big he is. That is looking much, much better. So let us go ahead and add our collision to that. mc.locks.add and our mc.lock_level 7. So up here, now that we have our lock made, we can change all this to 7. And we are going to do one last test. And this should be able to let us open up our lock, and we will know that it opens up. As soon as we collect it, should disappear. So there is our lock. And we know it has collision because we can't go through it. So that is locked. And as soon as we collect our key, we got our key. And our lock disappears, and now we can move through. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. In our next video, we will make our teleporter appear, and we will make these doors over here slide open so we can get to the button to make our teleporter appear. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.